Ladies and gentlemen, happy Sunday and a very warm welcome back to Kenco F1. On Friday, we saw Aaron take pole position along with Joe Bean, who will be starting on the front row of the grid. The weather has taken a huge turn today though. We've got heavy rain showers which look to be lifting the distance, but drivers will be certainly starting on those very wet tyres. Round 2 of 10 in Kenco F1 then, and it's race day in Spa, Belgium. Eau Rouge has completely been reworked this year in real life, however it has not been reflected in the game unfortunately. Nonetheless though, we have in for sure a great wet race with 22 laps around this infamous track. Last year we saw Torben Schutt win the Belgian Grand Prix, but we will be seeing a similar result in the race today. Taking a look at this very famous Spa track then, 4.35 miles of tarmac, 2 DRS zones, the longest track on the calendar, providing plenty of endurance, difficult corners, and drivers will have to manage their tyres very carefully throughout the track. There are 19 turns here, 10 to the left, 9 to the right, with lots of elevation changes, especially up Eau Rouge. And we will soon be getting Kenco F1 graphics here, but as for now, we're looking at turn 2 and 3. Up Eau Rouge in 2020, we saw Perez and Gasly go side by side up the hill, with Gasly gaining the position and the advantage. Up the road a bit, turn 5 and turn 7, we can prove very difficult for everybody. As for Ricciardo here, he ran super wide, and Verstappen did indeed gain the position there. And then we move over to the bus stop chicane at the very end of the circuit, again in 2020. This time, Albon v Perez, where Albon got a very, very nice cheeky overtake here, gaining a position. And the tyre compounds then for this weekend remain dry, but 100% going to be on the inters and wets, at least for the start of the Grand Prix. As for now though, C4 for the softs, C3 mediums, and the C2 hard tyres, which we might see hopefully later on in the session. Anyway, we have a fresh grid of 20 drivers eager and ready to go at Spa today, so let's get this Spa Grand Prix and second round of Season 3 of Kenco F1 underway. Onto the starting grid for this year's Belgian Grand Prix. Aaron clutched victory yesterday and sits his Haas on pole position. Alongside him is the lightning-quick McLaren of Joe Bean. Behind the Haas is Max Chapman, who rocking up in his Alpine in third place, alongside the Ferrari of Torben Schutt. Row 3 now, we have the first Williams of Reggie J. Hargreaves in a comfortable P5, alongside the hopeful Mercedes of Adam Forbes in P6. Alex Peake is the first Red Bull of the session, who starts in P7 alongside Zach Plant in P8. Josh had a bit of a disappointing qualifying and starts P9 alongside the second Williams of Callum McGrath in P10. Behind a Ferrari sits the first Alfa Romeo of Archie Middlefeld, with the Mercedes of Taylor Hume in P12. Max's teammate Jay Robinson will be starting in P13 today, alongside the other Red Bull of Smits in P14. Finley had a disappointing Q1 session on Friday, and he'll be starting P15 today alongside Jonathan, who is looking to go back from the back of the grid to a podium. And onto the next row, we have AlphaTauri of Ollie in P16, with Sebi rocking up his Aston Martin in P18. And finishing up the last row of the grid then, we have Dylan Hartley starting in P19, alongside the other Aston Martin of James in P20. And that concludes the grid for this year's 2022 Belgian Grand Prix.
Oh my god, there's 2
Let's get this race underway. I'm kidding. Hello, that was pre-recorded. Welcome in everybody. Good to see you here. Welcome everybody in chat. Welcome. Hopefully you're all doing really well. We're joining, as you can see, there's puddles here at Spa this evening. And you can see on the left-hand side there is drivers ready to go for their formation lap. We are all good. 22 laps anyway round Spa, everybody. Not 44, 22, of which I don't know what percentage of them will be wet, but some of them will definitely be wet because everybody's starting on the wet tyres. This isn't lights out and away we go. This is the formation lap, everybody. And yeah, here we go. Look at everybody. Yes, everybody's in their correct positions as well, which is very exciting. Jack's not in. Oh, guys, we're going to have to start again. I'm kidding. But yes, hopefully you guys can see everything on this screen. Let me just remove that race story there for you. Sometimes it takes a minute to disappear. But session information for you when the race story does disappear. Jonathan's already crashed into somebody. Oh no, his tyre's going to have cold tyres. But as you can see, up at Rouge, whoa, the Haas is drifting all over the shot. Very nicely done by Aaron there. Just showing the skills of an F1 car. I'm hoping the race story disappears. There we go. So this is the race around Spa-Francorchamps. I'm just going to say Spa, Belgium. But yeah, welcome in everybody. Whoa, what's happening with... ignore the... Bear with me. Ignore the graphic on the left. There's not much I can do about that during a formation lap. It is just something to do with Gary Swallow. I promise you that Daniel Ricciardo does not have 500 championship points. I genuinely would probably be dreaming on the day that Ricciardo has that many points. Although, having said that, Ricciardo had a very good race around Singapore today. Was it? Well, it was luck, but at the same time, he got a very nice... he got some very nice points from McLaren, so yeah, they'll be happy with him. He's got a rightly J. 100%. We got Valtteri Bottas, Max Verstappen there. I'm hoping it does update. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will update. But just flick through some of the drivers here. Again, some of these drivers are already back to the start grid. But as we can see here, all the drivers on the wet tyres already. And it looks like, yeah, there you go. Constructors Championships. Driver 30's got the most... Wait, driver for Constructors? Because that makes sense. Yeah, it's fine. There's nothing I can do about these graphics, unfortunately. They will update, though, as we go lights out in just a moment. It did help that six drivers DNF. Ah, there we go. That's the one I wanted to have. Starting tyres then. Everyone's on the wets. And it looks like Finley and Jonathan, they're not out of the Grand Prix. Don't worry. They've just either crashed into each other and they're starting the grid on very cold, wet tyres. That sounds lovely. Bowling ball, you know, bit of Bottas in Hungary. Who knows what's going to happen down into La Source. But we're only moments away anyway, so it should be good. Hopefully. If I'm too loud, if I'm too quiet, let me know. But everybody's slowing down. They're warming up these tyres as much as they possibly can before they line up on the grid. There you go. Everyone's sort of... Yeah, they are burning up those rears. They are burning up those rear tyres. There is Max Chapman there, going to put his car on the grid. Again, we've got the new grid system here. So all these drivers, this isn't taken over by AI this year. All the drivers have complete control of how they angle their car, what they do with it, and where they stop the car, as it looks like Alex Peak and Aaron has just crashed into each other. But all the drivers are almost lining up and we are almost ready to go for the Belgian Grand Prix. Kenco F1, round 2 of season 3. Bloody hell. How are we in season 3? I don't even know. Jack, thank you for the gifted sub. I don't have any alerts turned on, but I very much appreciate it. Nonetheless, we are going to go green very soon for the Belgian Grand Prix. And... it's lights out and away we go for the Belgian Grand Prix here. Coming down into La Source, we see all the drivers go side by side. Aaron gets a really good start. Max Chapman, though, on the inside of both Aaron and Speedy Joe. He goes from third to first position. Everybody seeming, though, to be keeping their positions. We've got an Aston Martin and a Red Bull there going off the track. However, Aaron's going to be fighting back Max Chapman up Eau Rouge with Speedy Joe as well. There's so much going on. It's almost going to be free wide here coming down the Kemmel Straight. However, Max Chapman is in the lead, followed by Joe Bean. Aaron's lost 2 positions there on the start of the Grand Prix. And here is the Ferrari of Josh O'Meara, a little bit further behind the top 3. But Max Chapman does indeed get the first lunge into the first corner. Speedy Joe has completely tapped him in the rear. And that is a very interesting... I don't know if he slid or not, but that's Max Chapman falling down the places, down to P15, P15, P17. It did look like it was a tap from the rear, the back rear of the McLaren onto the Alpine, though. But that's Max Chapman there from the top to the bottom. Again, I don't know what's going to happen there. But, yeah, that was... I mean, that's down to stewards 100% on that one. But all the drivers, again, there was a yellow flag for that sector. So they all slowed down. They couldn't overtake. But it has gone green again. That's unfortunately Max Chapman's race, potentially. I mean, I don't want to say it's out the window. He's a great driver. And I'm sure he'll be able to regain and rework up this race again to hopefully gain some more positions and even get a podium at the end of this race, because it's all down to strategy, this one. But there you go. Unfortunately, Max Chapman all the way down to P17. We've got Joe Bean in the lead at the moment, followed by Aaron in his Haas, and we've got both Ferrari boys again parading their way around Spa. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but we'll have to get a replay of that at some point if we can. And yeah, there we go. Anyway, we've got going from the top, Joe Bean, Aaron, Josh Tolben. We've got Adam Forbes in a very comfortable P5 at the moment, followed by Finley. Again, if we just have a look at the weather forecast here, it's currently very heavy rain, potential lightning in the distance. 18 degrees with a track temperature of only 21 degrees. We see a move here about down the inside of the Haas of Finley, getting in front of Adam Forbes in the Mercedes there, followed by Callum McGrath, who's also potentially making a move here on Adam Forbes. Adam Forbes going from P5 down to P7 in literally 2 corners. That's turn 19 into turn 1, and Callum, there you go. He's moving up a position there on Adam Forbes. It looks like, yeah, we got Jonathan as well. We've got both the Red Bulls at the back. Jonathan's leaderboard did update as well. Predicted pit stop strategy then is showing wets. I don't really agree with that whatsoever, because as far as I'm concerned, it is drying up a little bit. But yes, we will go and have a little look. And it looks like Speedy Joe has already gained a 2-second advantage on Aaron in the Haas here, as he's speeding around. I don't know if Joe's actually got any damage there as he hit Max Chapman 1 lap ago, but it doesn't look like he's got any damage on the front rear or anything like that. It'll be interesting as well to see if Max Chapman potentially maybe even got a puncture from that, but I think he was just spun round in the wet conditions. But yeah, the steward's warning, I don't know what that's all about. Potentially sort of track limits. Maybe we are running regular today, so the track limits aren't really that harsh. But nonetheless, though, obviously all the drivers on the wets. We're on lap 2 of 22. I don't know when the rain's coming in, but it certainly will. Obviously, all these race engineers, these drivers have race engineers. They have so much data on them, and they've done loads of sort of practice sessions, everything like that. So the drivers might know when the rain comes in. I'm not too sure. But yeah, it will be really interesting to sort of see, you know, when we get our first pit stops, will they be changing from wets to inters to soft slicks, or will they be changing straight from wets to slicks? I'm not too sure what the drivers will do, but look at all the amount of spray coming off some of these cars. Absolutely insane. Again, we probably won't get too much sort of top speed here. We're currently riding on board with Adam Forbes here, who's 7 tenths behind Callum McGrath. Unfortunately, Adam's lost a few positions at the moment. And there's a yellow flag in sector 3. I don't know. There is a slow car of... Is that Finley in the Haas? Taking it very slowly. But he looks like he might have gained traction again. But he has gone down a few positions here. Now sandwiched between 2 Mercedes of Adam Forbes and Taylor Hume. And he's obviously got the confidence back in that Haas because he's going to take a move around the bus stop chicane. And everybody's with the fastest lap. That is looking very tight there through the bus stop chicane. And there you go. Finley makes a position here. However, look how many cars. There's an Aston Martin. They're losing the rear. He's managed to save it, though. And Taylor Hume's got bigger problems on his hand because there's an Archie Middlefell in an Alfa Romeo taking it down very narrowly down through La Source. And he don't know if he's managed to get that position. Sorry, wrong button. There we go. We'll ride on board a little bit with Archie Middlefell here. And we'll have a little look to see if... a little bit of a desync there. But we'll have a little look to see if Archie can indeed get in front of Taylor here. Down the Kenmore straight. Bear in mind, there's no DRS zone. Sorry, no, there is DRS zone, but the DRS is deactivated because of obviously the rain. And the desync looks terrible from Archie's perspective. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if Archie's sharing his telemetry, but this is showing that Archie has 0% ERS. I don't know if that's true, though. I'm not too sure, but... Oh, a little bit, again, this is how tricky these conditions are. Some of these drivers are still on off traction, and they're really sort of struggling to get their car around this track. Around this track today. But yeah, great drive from everybody. We haven't had too many crashes, too many spins. Obviously, we had the main one at the very start of the Grand Prix, which was very sad to see. But as we can see here, Max Chapman is already back up to P10 at the moment. Max Chapman's already done 7 overtakes since we last spectated him. So, I mean, great comeback drive so far from Max, but we're only in lap 3 and he's already gained 7 positions. What more can he do in this Grand Prix? And it'll be great to see. I mean, Max Chapman does have pace. So does all these other drivers. And there you go. Aaron's now only 8 tenths behind. Look how, there's no way of anybody calling the winner of this Grand Prix. Lap 3 here. We've got Joe Bean, Aaron, and Josh O'Meara split within literally 1.5 seconds here. So yeah, there's no great. And it looks like we've got unfortunately the Red Bull there of Smits, who's caused a virtual safety car, has been deployed. I can't unfortunately go on board with Smits because the game doesn't allow me to. But I don't know if he's unfortunately gone into sort of any conditions here. But it looks like his teammate there is just trying to get his Delta back. And Aaron's retired from the session as well. That's... Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. That looks an absolute wreck from... Look at that. That is the Haas of Aaron down the main straight. Whether or not he lost it and rammed into the Rolex wall or not, but that's a catastrophe there for Aaron. And we have an early pit stop here from both Torben and Adam Forbes and Taylor. That's both Mercedes into the pit stop. Surely that's a full safety car. And yes, it is a full safety car indeed. That is Aaron completely out of the Grand Prix, as well as Smits in a matter of laps. Whether or not this rain is getting worse, I'm not too sure. But it's a very slippery track for everybody out on track. We've got loads of pit stops. Both the Alpine boys are going in the pit stops as well. We've also got a McLaren there I saw stopped on the track. And we've got everybody pitting here. Inters straight away. Lap 3, wets onto Inters. If we go and have a look at the... I believe it's MFD... not MFD3. No, bear with. That one. There we go. So we're able to see who is out and who has changed their tyres. At the moment, we've got Joe Bean leading Josh O'Meara, leading Callum, leading Finley, who have not pitted behind the safety car as of yet. However, Max Chapman is on the Inters. We've got Jay Robinson on the Inters. And yeah, really about half the grid on Inters, half the grid on wets. Have they lucked their way through that safety car? I wouldn't say lucked, but I mean, is it too early for the Inters? Do you reckon this is full wet conditions? Are they taking a really big, you know... It's a big risk. It's a big risk indeed. Smits, I slightly touched the wall. My wheel got sent flying. Oh no. I love F1. I love EA. That sucks, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. Codemasters, Codies can be an absolute meme sometimes. That sucks. That is just, yeah, unfortunate luck. But hopefully yeah, some consideration. I mean, you weren't the only one to retire. Aaron has retired as well, so I mean, I guess you've got a buddy as well, but it still sucks, mate. It still sucks. But as we can see, Adam is going to be catching up with the safety car queue here. We might get the safety car queue for another few laps now. At least another 2 laps here with the safety car to allow everybody to catch up, and then we'll have a safety car restart, and we'll get going once again. Again, just having a look down the list, we've got Charlie, we've got Adam. I don't know if they are green, actually. Yes, they are green there for Adam as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers running the inters. Obviously, these drivers know the weather forecast. The rain is going to be clearing up very soon as the safety car is going through turn 16 into turn 17 here. You know, should it have been, you know, should Joe... It's a difficult one with the strategy, really. Are the wets the best tyre at the moment, or are the inters going to be the better tyre? But it looks like we've got... it doesn't look like anybody is going in the pits. We've got Josh O'Meara going in the pits here on the safety car, meaning he's going to go from 2nd place all the way down the list. There is somebody else as well. That is Callum McGrath going in the safety car. However... going in the pit lane for the safety car. However, Joe Bean is remaining out on the wet tyres. He has refused to come into the pit lane. So has Jonathan. So has Sebi or Sebastian there in P7. So that's all the drivers who didn't pit pretty much the first time round has now decided that it's a good idea to get out those inter tyres. So that's 2 drivers out of the 15 that we only have remaining left on this Grand Prix. We're only like 4 laps in and we've already lost 2 drivers. But yeah, it's only 3 drivers left on the wet tyres. Joe, Jonathan, and Sebastian. Aaron, mate, that looked an absolute wreck. Yeah, can you explain what happened? Did you lose the car? Or I don't think there was any collisions maybe with anybody else. It just looked like your own car that had the damage. But that was a total wreck, mate. That was a total wreck. Still looks a little too moist for inters to me. Yeah, the drivers will know what conditions that it is out there for them. But yeah, I mean. The thing is, with the wet conditions here, as Speedy Joe's trying to warm up his tyres, the tyres need, in my opinion, the tyres need temperature, right? And if you're running the wet tyres, I feel like it's very difficult to get temperature, the tyre basically gets warmer because, I don't know, there's less water going through the tyre. So if Joe's running the wets right now, his tyres are going to probably be burning, if I'm correct in saying that. He's 20% through. Again, the track still looks really wet, so his temperatures might be fine, but these people running on the inters will be on... Yeah, I guess, no, the hotter the tyre, though, the better, but then you don't want them too hot. You don't want them too hot. Message here from Aaron. Yeah, on my screen, Joe stopped. Yeah, Joe's... Yeah, we're getting a lot of desync issues here with a few drivers. It was probably his Wi-Fi because he's lagging out the whole race. Yeah, we are... I definitely have noticed quite a lot of desync here with the McLaren. There is a few other drivers that's got desync issues as well, but... Again, I don't know if it's a Cody's issue or not. I know that Joe had a few issues with his internet before we went in. But yeah, as we can see as well, I just want to point out Max Chapman here. Back to P4. Bear in mind, Max Chapman was at the back of the grid. Pretty much into turn 5, into turn 6, and turn 7. He's back on fresh tyres, fresh inters, P4 in his Alpine. Behind the Mercedes of Adam Forbes, who has pitted, behind the Ferrari of Torben, who has pitted, and it looks to be that the safety car is coming in this lap. So we will go and return and have a little look, and we'll ride on board here. We'll go on board with Adam Forbes, on the safety car restart, and we'll have a little look and see how Joe does the safety car restart here. Has it gone green? Or is the graphics just really delayed? As far, yeah, there we go. It's gone green. Green flag there. Track is being cleared. Joe's got an amazing start there. Coming down the main straight into La Source. Max Chapman keeping very, very close to the back of the Mercedes there. I don't know if he'll be able to make a move up Eau Rouge, but all of the drivers going back as well, keeping it very, very clean. A little bit of a spin there, taking it wide for the Williams. The Haas of Finley as well, down into P12. And we're going to have a look up the hill towards the Kemmel Straight to see if any moves can be made on these inters. Again, Joe Bean there is second in front of the lead, currently on the wet tyres. Again, these might be the preferred tyres here. Lap 6 into the Grand Prix. Again, the safety car obviously preventing or delaying, I guess, a little bit. We're getting some white smoke as well coming out of the back of that. I don't know if that might just be the spray, actually. It just looks really really odd. But yeah, Max Chapman there moving up in front of Adam Forbes. And again, look at the Mercedes boys, P4, P5. moving up a few positions there. And if we're going to have a look at the leaderboard now, we can see who's gained and who's lost the most position at the moment. Obviously, Aaron there, unfortunately, he started the Grand Prix on pole position. He's currently out of the Grand Prix. However, it looks like Charlie is gaining here on Joe Bean. Joe, those tyres are not going to last you long, mate. And will he be regretting that pit stop or not? He's going to be defending for his life here with Charlie. However, they do make collisions. I don't know if there was any damage done there, but that allows Max Chapman coming through in front of Charlie, getting a cheeky move there for Max Chapman in front of Charlie. Charlie might have suffered some damage. I don't know if any debris came off the Ferrari there, but we have gone green again as Max Chapman goes in front of Joe Bean. It looks like Joe Bean's going straight ahead, and that, I don't know, is into the wall. No, he has managed to regain that. Oh my god, that looks scary. Joe Bean, those tyres are not going to last him. He's got to come into these pits. He went straight on there at a very ridiculous speed. However, that's Max Chapman taking the lead of the Grand Prix again with a Ferrari right behind his gearbox there. Holy moly, that is Joe Bean straight in the pits. He's going to regret that potentially. But there you go. Charlie making a move here down the inside of La Source on Max Chapman. Max Chapman's got to give him room here. However, is Max Chapman going to get the switch back? Let's have a little look. Started third, went down to 17th, is now first. Second. Whoa, Charlie got I mean, to be fair, it was upper reach. I don't blame him. I believe Max Chapman backed out of that one. He didn't want any coming together as he saw what happened in front of him. Been driving like a young Verstappen. That's it, mate. That's it. This is how all the drivers start. That's how all the drivers start. Good to see as well, Josh. Just want to point out, Josh, obviously, he was one of the first people to pit on the first lap of the safety... first lap of the safety car. Or second lap. I'm not really too sure. But he's back up into P5. Callum McGrath will be really happy as well, and his Williams on those inters. Joe Bean down into P13. Did he pit? He's still on the wet tyres. Yes, I can confirm that Joe Bean pitted, and his pit crew have put back on the wet tyres. Interesting decision. Now, whether or not that's the game, or Joe forgot to change his strategy... but Joe's gone from the wet tyres to the wet tyres. Unfortunately, he's not having a great race. I'm not going to lie. He's not having a great race today, Joe. He's going to probably have to pit again for inters, unless he's staying on... Unless this is his strategy, and he's staying on these wet tyres. Although it does look like he's getting a lot of rear spin there. And it looks like Max Chapman and Charlie are still fighting at the front of the Grand Prix here. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Joe Bean does indeed pit again for the inters, or if he's going straight from wets to slicks, which is an interesting strategy, considering the whole grid is on the intermediates here. But we'll ride on board here with Max Chapman. There's a few desync issues today. I don't know if there's servers having a few issues F1 and causing some of these collisions, but yeah, the internet is not great at the minute on this server. But yeah, I mean, the Mercedes boys had an amazing Singapore Grand Prix today, but they're not having the best session in Kenco F1 here. Down into P13, we've got Jonathan in P15 on the hard tyres. Hang on a minute. Is he doing a George Russell? We've got Jonathan here, 45 seconds behind the entire grid, testing out the hard tyres, the slicks, lap 7. It's still raining. Rain is still dropping from the sky, and we've got Jonathan on hard tyres. I mean, I respect this. I respect this. He's giving good data back to the pit wall to let them know whether or not the slicks is good yet. But he is sliding all over the place here. And I don't know if he's made the best decision here, as there's a lot of track water still. He might be doing a Norris in Russia and not deciding to... Well, as you know, the opposite of Norris in Russia. Norris didn't pit and he lost. But, yeah, there you go. Joe Bean's back out of the pits. And this time he's on the mediums. Joe's gone straight from the wets to the wets to the... wow. I mean, respect. Both the McLaren boys are on slick tyres at the moment, as things currently stand. And if we're going to have a look at the... I mean, look, there's now a 4-second gap, by the way, I must add, between the two front runners. We've got Charlie and we've got Max Chapman here. 4 tenths behind each other, and Adam Forbes has got a 4-second deficit between himself and P2 position, and Adam's tyres are currently looking not too shabby, 16%, but it'll be interesting to see. Look, both the McLaren boys, we got plus 14, and Joe Bean is retired from the session. He went out on the medium tyres. That was not a very good idea. I would have liked to see where he crashed or what happened, but that's another safety car here. Lap 8 of 22, the second safety car of the session, and will we be seeing the drivers come into the pits now for the slicks, or... Because, I mean, the rain stopped. It's not raining anymore. I don't know what the McLaren strategists were thinking today, but I feel like it was... Look, there's still so much track water. Is it too early? As far as I'm concerned, no. Charlie, Max, both coming to the pits along with Adam Forbes. The pit lane's about to get very, very busy here. We've got Josh O'Meara as well coming. Yes, he's going into the pits. We've got the Williams going to the pits. We've got the AlphaTauri going into the pits. Everybody is pitting. And what tyres are they for? Charlie is putting on he's got a new front wing, Charlie. However, the Mercedes here of Adam Forbes has gone on for the medium tyres. We've got Charlie on the hard tyres, I'm led to believe. Max Chapman out on the mediums? He's on the soft tyres, Max Chapman here. Yeah, I mean, wow, that is the entire grid, apart from Jonathan in the pit lane. I've never seen this before. This is so exciting. I love it. Wait, Adam, hang on a minute. Alex Peak is in the lead of the race. I love to see it. He's obviously thinking that these guys are idiots. What are they doing putting on slicks this early on in the race? He's staying out on the inters, and he's currently he's in first place. But the problem is, Alex Peak, he's got a pit to go on the slicks. But have the drivers gone too early? I mean, at the end of the day, the safety car is going to delay, like, the laps. Like, I don't know what happened with Joe Bean. It was very sad to see Joe Bean out of the Grand Prix, though, I must add. He hasn't had the best start, and he's had lots of issues with internet today. Whether or not his internet was the reason he caused, reason sort of obviously for him retiring, or if it was sort of the very early slick choices. However, we are seeing most of the grid right now on the slick tyres. Position changes, obviously, we are seeing Alex Peak here up 5 positions. Along with, we got Sebi up to P11 here, and we've unfortunately got 3 retirements currently from the session. And I'm sorry to say this as well, but the front row of the grid are both out of the Grand Prix. We had Joe Bean and Aaron starting P1 and P2 today. They're both out. What happens if they all retire? I win. That's what happens. I stand on that pole position. I claim the trophy. Oh, I don't know. But interesting tyre choices, though. Obviously, we are seeing here Max Chapman on the soft tyres. The only driver here to go on the soft tyre compound. We've got Alex Peak in the lead of the race right now on running the inters. We've got Torben on the hards very much probably until the end of the Grand Prix. Torben's obviously... Torben Schutt, the Ferrari in P3. I'll go on board with him for a moment. Yeah, he's currently the only driver... one of the 3 drivers out on the hards. Now, these drivers on the hards are probably going to... These tyres will last till the end. Is Max Chapman going to have to pit again? Or is he on these softs till the end? Do you reckon he can make it work? Or is he trying to just go as quick as he can, gain as much time as he can forwards to be able to build up a 20-second deficit or 24-second deficit, whatever the pit lane is, to then pit again for the mediums? I mean, having a look at Max Chapman's teammate here, Jay Robinson, he's running the mediums, so we've got a different strategy for the Alpine boys. And, I don't know, is it... no, the safety car's going around once more. Yeah, we've also got Finley as well, I'd like to point out, on the intermediates as well. Everybody on, obviously, fresh, slick tyres. And to be honest with you, the track does look like it's drying up. It definitely does look like the track is drying up here. Yeah, we got Finley there pitting for the inters. Alex Peak refusing to pit. He's remaining in first place here in the Grand Prix on these inters tyres. And, I mean, his tyre wear is not a lot at all. But, in my opinion, everybody behind him on the slick tyres are going to be faster on the safety car restart. Unless Alex has got something up his sleeve. I don't know. But we've got one more lap here as they come through turn 5, turn 6 and turn 7. We're getting some absolute weird graphics. There they go. They fix now. Watch how it rains now, though. That would be funny, Hassan. Then Alex Peak has for sure lucked his way into this. I don't know. I mean, is it clearing? If we look at the weather now, it's currently showing 18 degrees, but it is showing cloudy. Earlier, it was showing lightning and thunder, which gives me the confidence that it probably won't rain again. Also, Charlie as well, I'd like to point out. Charlie had a front wing change. Was that with an earlier collision with Joe Bean in this McLaren? I'm not too sure, but yeah, Charlie obviously with the gap between Charlie and Adam a little bit earlier on in the Grand Prix, he was able to change that front wing and still get out of the pits behind Max Chapman. So I don't know, I believe Max Chapman actually potentially gained a position through the pit lane with that slow stop by the Ferrari. I'm not 100% sure, but we will get ready to go racing once again very soon. Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying this. This is so much fun. All these drivers, obviously, you know, they've all got their own setup. Some of them's got Fanatec gear. Some of them's got Logitech. Some of them's got... I don't think any of them's got a controller. But yeah, obviously we have got Charlie as well. I'd like to add, if you weren't here on the earlier sessions in the earlier Grand Prix, Torben in his Ferrari here, he is racing in virtual reality. He's the only driver on the grid to be sat in his cockpit. He hasn't got any information whatsoever. And he is currently in his little VR helmet, racing along. He can see all the mirrors. He's just in his own little world, really. But it does indeed. Is the safety car coming in? I would hope that the safety car is coming in, meaning that Alex Peak is going to have to slow down a little bit to let the safety car into the pit lane. Nope, the safety car is going around again, and Alex Peak is deciding to pit, meaning I don't know why the safety car is going around again. It's been about 3 laps, but hey, we'll have another lap of safety car. I don't know what the game's trying to clear up here. But that's Max Chapman in the lead then. Alex Peak, unfortunately, leading the Grand Prix here. He is coming in for the pits, and so is Callum McGrath. What's happening with Callum here? He's already pitted for mediums. Ah, front wing change. I see. Unfortunately, that's going to drop him down to potentially last place. Unless the safety car's not coming in because we're waiting for Jonathan, maybe, in his McLaren to catch up with the safety car queue, which is why it's gone around again. However, I can assure you this is definitely the last time the safety car is going around. Again, these tyres are going to be so cold. These drivers are going to want to be warming them up as best they can. Currently, I mean, fastest sectors don't really mean much currently, because obviously these fastest times were set when it was wet and we were all green. Again, it's going to be a safety car restart on dry tyres now. But Callum McGrath, again, Joe Bean there setting fastest sector 2, fastest sector 3, unfortunately out of the Grand Prix. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting the safety car to go around again, but this hopefully will be the last time it certainly does. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys watching are enjoying so far. We're halfway through the Spa Belgium Grand Prix here as they are coming through through turn 9, and yeah, I mean, hopefully it's been good so far, wasn't it? I mean, we had what have we had already? 2 safety cars. We've had 1 virtual safety car. We've had pretty much everything on the calendar. A bit of rain, it's gone up dry, everyone's on different strategies. Alex Peak unfortunately going down from there down into P12 at the moment. We've had it all, really. We've absolutely had it all. But yeah, more exciting though. This is very similar to today's F1. It is very true, actually. Safety car after safety car after safety car. Coincidence? I think not. There's been an official reprimand and 2 penalty points for Callum McGrath regarding a qualifying incident. There we go. That's a message from the FIA, I'm led to believe. Luckily, that doesn't exactly impede anything in his Grand Prix. However, penalty points, you can only have a certain amount of them before you're disqualified. So, Callum's only been in the race. Actually, no, he did start last week, I believe. Not too sure. Aston Martin, safety car. It's the only Aston Martin to be leading the race. Wow. Right, there you go. Max Chapman is now back in the pack, backing the pack up here. We've got Max Chapman on the soft tyres. We've got Torben on the hard tyres. Max Chapman's going to be wanting to get as much temperature as he so can here on the safety car restart. And before we go into the bus stop chicane here, ready for La Source into turn 1. It's all down to Max Chapman when he wants to go. And he has gone wide. Oh, I don't know if that. I don't think he started just then, but he has indeed gone green, and that's the green for the entire track here. As we'll go down the list of the order into La Source. Max Chapman leading, followed by Charlie, followed by the McLaren, and again we haven't really spoken much about Zach Plant, but as Zach Plant has crept up to P4 in his AlphaTauri here, started 7th, now in 4th place here is Zach Plant. Up Eau Rouge they go, single file pretty much, unless they're brave enough to take it side by side as they come through the Kemmel Straight. Max Chapman gaining. He's now 2 seconds, trying to get as much temperature into those tyres, you can see, coming through turn 5, turn 6 and turn 7. That's 1.6 second deficit now Max Chapman has in the lead of this race. The Ferrari behind him, followed by Adam Forbes, who is also losing some time here, creeping obviously out, stopping Zach Plant from gaining position, and trying to get into P3 where he will get a podium position if Zach Plant could keep it. Josh Amira as well, making up a few places there on the safety car restart, up into P5 now. I'm pretty sure he was P7 or P8 there at the start of that safety car restart. But yeah, great drive there for both the Ferraris. Alfa Romeo as well, Archie Middlefell in the middle of the pack. Ian, it's no longer a wet race. I've just said it again. It's because I'm reading a message. That's one way of doing a restart. For sure, exactly. Maybe Max was thinking there was still track water on the track. I've got no idea. But we'll go and have a little look, and we'll ride on board with Zach Plant now, as he's hopefully going to be trying to eye up a move here on Adam Forbes. Again, the DRS has not been activated. It won't probably be activated until 2 laps after the safety car. We've got 10 laps left to go around Spa. And Max Chapman, 3.3 seconds in the lead of the Grand Prix. Again, on those softs. Is those softs going to last until the end? I don't know. Was the soft tyres the ones to go on? Or, you know, the whole grid's gone on mediums, apart from Alex Peak. Is softs going to last until the end? I don't know for sure. Zach getting a little bit of a slippery slide there. Again, the track does look dry now. There's no more rain falling out of the sky. It's just cloudy conditions now through La Source. Zach taking a much better line than the Mercedes in front of him of Adam Forbes, as we'll go and have a look as they go up Eau Rouge here. Grass is wet though. It's still a wet race. Exactly. Doing a double up Eau Rouge is great entertainment. It certainly is. If these drivers have got the balls to do it, mate, I would absolutely I'll be more than happy to be a spectator of these F1 cars going up there. 320 kilometers an hour through down the Kemmel Straight into turn 5 does Archie Middlefell here. Again, just trying to get these drivers have got that they've got that dry line now, and they all need to be following it. If they go off that line, I'm pretty sure it's where it gets slippery and slidey, as we found out in Singapore today with the puddles. But yeah, I mean, Torben there on the hard tyres. He's doing well to actually keep himself that close to Max Chapman. 3.6 now between the two of them, but there is only 9 laps left to go of this Grand Prix. Jonathan's obviously back with the pack as well. Good to see Jonathan there. He had a bit of he went really early on the hard tyres. He made a mistake, but Jonathan is back certainly in this Grand Prix. Down into P14. We've got Jay Robinson, P13 currently. Alex Peak, the only other driver to be on soft tyres. And here we go. Archie Middlefell can see the 4 drivers in front of him. Could he make a lunge? Could he get a double overtake here? Anything is possible, but we are seeing Zach Plant there, potentially eyeing up a move. However, look how close Josh O'Meara is to the back and the rear side of Zach Plant here. Josh is all over Zach. He has got the pace. He's got the line. As they go wheel to wheel, side by side. Josh is not happy with that. He puts up his arm as if to say, Zach, what are you doing, man? Give me space. Give me space. As it looks like we've got the Mercedes there going very, very wide. And that's Josh O'Meara up to P4. Zach eventually did give him space. Very nice to see. But look how many drivers are so close to each other. Down through into turn 1. It's like the start of the Grand Prix all over again. We've got a Williams, we've got an Alfa, we've got an Aston Martin there. Almost making collisions with the back of the Alfa Romeo. A Haas is now joining the party. As we'll go up Eau Rouge with following Adam Forbes here. Torben has now got a 5-second deficit behind Max Chapman, the race leader, and all of them up Eau Rouge. Choosing single file, and Callum McGrath is all over the back of the Alfa Romeo of Archie Middlefell as they come down the Kemmel Straight here. 2 wide. We've seen a 3, we've seen a 4 wide here before. Oh, Callum McGrath giving. Oh no, I saw that coming. I saw that coming there as one of the drivers closed the gap there, and they did make a collision. Unfortunately, Callum McGrath losing a few places there, along with the Alfa Romeo of Archie Middlefell down into P10 and P9, and that allowed all the other drivers to creep up and get in front of them. However, we are now seeing Josh O'Meara potentially make another overtake here. Interesting place to overtake if he does decide to do it, but he's certainly got the pace to do it, and there you go. Adam's a great driver. However, I've just noted as well, Adam Forbes, he's lost a front wing plate. Adam Forbes does not have a front end plate on the front left of his front wing, which again might be the reason for the slowness and might be the reason why he's got loads of cars packed up behind him. Adam has not changed his front wing. Whether or not, I don't know if it was set on his game or not. But yeah, that's unfortunate for Adam Forbes, who's just keeping these drivers on their toes behind him, as Josh O'Meara there gets as much gap as he possibly can. And we'll have a little look and ride on board with Zach Plant here. Josh O'Meara leaving a little bit of space, but again, he's dropped back a little bit, Zach. He's might have to do another. Oh, we got another safety car. As you can tell, my excitement as Zach Plant dives in the pits. Why do we have another safety car? Not another one. I need to get that sound clip. Not another one. Why? Oh, Jonathan's out. The other McLaren. Ah, there's a safety car leaving the pits. Jonathan was hit, apparently. Was that by... Who was that by? The Alpine? The Mercedes? However, we are getting some pit stops here. P7 down to P13 have all dived in the pit lane, changing onto the soft tyres. That's a majority of the pack now on soft tyre compound. I'm hoping that... I don't know why that couldn't have been a virtual safety car, but hey, I mean, the game wanted it to be a full safety car, so that's exactly what it is. Commiserations to Jonathan, though. That's both the McLaren boys, unfortunately, out of the Grand Prix. Max Chapman still remaining on the soft tyres. I don't think he'll come into the pits to change those. There's only 7 laps left of the Grand Prix. Again, the tyres won't go down in compound, really. We'll have a look at the tyre wear. 44% degradation on those tyres for Max Chapman. Yeah, that's not looking good on those soft tyres till the end of the race. However, Torben is on 20% hard tyres, along with Josh O'Meara in his Ferrari on hard tyres. The safety car is obviously going to get the pack once again back up together. They were already close enough, if I'm honest, but we'll go again. You spun out and pushed it too far onto the turn before. Oh, no, Jonathan. Yeah, the chicane is very, very difficult. It's a very big challenge. But yeah, Spa is a tricky one for everybody. There's a reason why I'm not racing around it. I'll tell you that anyway. Yeah, the safety car's probably done the most amount of laps. I'll be totally honest with you. I'm very true. It's very, very valid. The safety car is only on standard, though, so I don't know why we've got so many safety cars. This whole Grand Prix has pretty much just been behind a safety car. I'm hoping it's only a 1 lap of safety car and it's straight in again, because we had 3 laps of safety car last time, but all the drivers are already pretty much back to following the safety car. Max Chapman has gone into the pits, and so has Charlie. There we go. 1 for 1. This is exactly what Max Chapman would have wanted. We've got Charlie straight onto the softs, and Max Chapman, I believe, onto a new set of soft tyres as well. Great there from the pit wall strategist there for all the drivers. However, now this throws a spanner into the works, doesn't it? Josh is back in the lead of the race. Max Chapman leaves the pit wall behind both Josh O'Meara and Alex Peake. Alex Peake was one of the last ones to pit. He's only on 30% tyre performance here. However, that is obviously, you know, it's worse than Max Chapman's 0%. But can Alex do something here? Defend with these soft tyres? Because right now, Josh O'Meara's on the mediums. We've got every driver, apart from himself, Callum and Adam, on medium and hard tyres. But obviously, if we look at this here, Josh's tyres are on 7 lap olds. We've got Alex Peake on 5 lap old softs, but then we've got Max Chapman and Charlie both on fresh soft tyres for the safety car restart. Sorry, Gaming Barista, I did miss that message there. We've got Max Chapman under investigation for a safety car restart procedure, sporting regulations. There we go. I don't think there's been any move on that at the moment, but yeah, Max Chapman is currently under investigation for a safety car restart infringement, but they will look into it after the race unless we get a decision out before. I'm not too sure, but yeah, that's obviously the second safety car restart, I believe. I'm not too sure 100%, but we did see that indeed. I don't think any time was gained, but I haven't got the data. But yeah, there we go. We're seeing Sebastian and Archie changing position mid-safety car. Maybe that was the graphics update. I'm pretty sure that... I don't know. But we saw them switch positions there. All of the grid is back up together again. Please, please, please let the safety car be in. The drivers are ready. They're ready to go. It will be lovely for the safety car to come in here and allow us at least another 5 laps of racing. Again, Callum's now swapped positions. Why is everybody swapping positions? I don't know. However, this is Josh's opportunity here. We are getting the safety car in. Lap 16 and lap 22. We've got 4, 5, 6 laps left of racing here. Hopefully that's the last time we ever see that Aston Martin safety car on the Belgian Grand Prix. But Josh is ready to get the safety car restart. And what we'll do, there's a pack of 4 here. We'll have a little look at Charlie and we'll have a look and see how Charlie, again, on these fresh soft tyres here, these drivers are going to want to get as much speed, as much temperature, as Dylan Hartley has retired from the session. Interesting. That we're now down to 12 drivers. I would love to know what happened to Dylan. We were under safety car, Dylan. Hopefully it was just, well, I don't know. Yellow flag sector 3, but it has gone green. Dylan, unfortunately, out of the session. That's only 1 Alfa Romeo left of the Grand Prix now. As we're seeing Alex Peake there making a really early move there on Max Chapman in front of Charlie. We're getting some interesting sounds here from the Ferrari here. But up front, we are seeing potentially, was that damage come off? No, there was no damage, I don't believe, on the front wings. As Archie Middelfeld has left the session now. Meaning AI is now taking over of his car. Interesting. But we are seeing Josh O'Meara come down the Camel Straight in P1, and Max Chapman has got the move made on Alex Peak, but Alex Peak is going to want to be fighting that back, but has he got the tyres to do so? And all that time he's fighting that back, Charlie Torben over here is going to be trying to get as many positions as he so can. Does that mean another safety car? I would hope not. It hasn't been called yet, so I'd hope not, Hassan. Chapman is in a prime position to win this, Aaron. He's on the best tyres at the moment, but I mean, all the time that, I'm not going to lie, but all the time that Alex Peak is holding up Charlie, this is really helping Max Chapman, as Max Chapman here is behind Josh O'Mara in his Ferrari, trying again. I don't know if Max is going to want to make a move straight away here, but yeah, I mean, we are seeing obviously the Haas now arriving on the scene of Finley behind Charlie, trying to get in front of Charlie, and then behind that 3.6 seconds behind is Zach Plant. Sorry about all these steward warnings as well. I'm not too sure what they're all on about, but we'll try and sort that out later on in the session. But we'll have a little look as we come down one of the main straights. I'm not Bouchemont? I'm not too sure how to say it, but it's something like that. All these corner names have got names around Spa, but I'm not 100% confident on their names, as we're seeing a little bit of rear back action here of Charlie there going on the outside of Alex Peak, coming down into the chicane as well. Just in front, we're seeing Max Chapman and Josh O'Mara go side by side. Max Chapman unfortunately having to use the exit road, so much the same with Alex Peak here, and we've got a Ferrari after an Alpine, after a Ferrari, after a Haas, as Alex Peak loses, unfortunately, 4 positions there in one lap. Those tyres are not doing him very good here, as we're seeing one of the drivers lock up, potentially Max Chapman there, as Josh O'Mara leads the entire Grand Prix currently. Started 8th, and now he's currently first in the lead of the race, lead of the Grand Prix. Josh is not going to want to give up this race win that easily to Max Chapman. But we can see there, Max Chapman getting closer and closer and closer down the Kemmel Straight, and we might eventually see him maybe peak on the right hand side. Look at Josh's helmet, he's checking, and that is Max Chapman. Maybe is that a potential? Yeah, I believe that's Max Chapman now released into P1. However, we've got a 3-second time penalty here for Callum McGrath. Potentially, is that corner cutting? I'm not too sure 100%, but that's a 3-second time penalty for Callum McGrath. Now, there we go. I don't know if that was Josh leading, giving his teammate some position there. That was definitely a front wing plate. I'm not too sure which driver that was, but that was the Haas there of Finley losing a front wing plate. You can already see it taking effect. He has unfortunately lost some of his front wing. That downforce is going to be nothing now for Finley. He's going to either have to pit and get a new one, but there's nothing hanging off it, and there won't be a Max Verstappen behind him moaning about it. Yeah, there will be no black and orange flag there for Finley, as his front wing is still intact, but there's just a bit missing that's flown off the car already. Max Chapman in the lead of the race, followed by Torben, followed by Josh O'Mara, followed by Finley in the Haas, followed by Alex Peak, who's coming around there. You can see the Red Bull, followed by Zach Plant in AlphaTauri, followed by Callum McGrath in Williams. These drivers are just absolutely insane, I'll be totally honest with you. 12 drivers remain. We've got an Alpine all the way at P1, down to an Alpine all the way in P12. Damn. Is he on new softs? I can check that for you. So if we have a look at the current age tyre laps, we've got Max Chapman on new softs, we've got Charlie on new softs. Unfortunately, we've got Josh on old hard tyres. They are not doing him any justice. But yeah, there you go. There's the tyres for everybody. And as well, if we have a look at the pit stops as well, hang on, is it this graphic? Tyre changes. There we go. Look how many pit stops these drivers have had. Alex Peak is the only driver to have 2. Oh no, sorry, and Josh. Alex and Josh is the only 2 drivers to have 2 pit stops in this race. Callum McGrath and Finley and Sebi have had 4 tyre changes in 22 laps around this Grand Prix. That is, that's record-breaking almost there. However, we are seeing Charlie potentially get within 1 second here of Max Chapman. Again, Charlie could still win this. They're both on still softs. I'm not going to lie, Charlie could still win this. He could. The DRS is open. We've got 3 laps left of this Grand Prix. I don't know. Archie has requested an invite for your information. Oh, has he? Okay. Hopefully, has Jamie sent you another invite? I will happily send an invite, but I'm currently commentating. He's tagged Jamie, so I'd hope that Jamie's seen it and invited you into the session. If not, then we have a big issue. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that Jamie's sent one. I can't multitask this much. But yeah, there you go. We've got 1 P1 down to P7 here. I think he's back in. Okay, I don't know how there's a way of telling. We can jump down to P10. It looks like, is Archie driving this car or is this AI? You guys can be the deciders. Is this AI or is this Archie? Hassan, you absolute troll, mate. No, I'm pretty sure that's Archie, hopefully. He's in, Dean. Okay, good. Thank you for confirming. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nonetheless, though, Max Chapman is now only 6 tenths in the lead of the race. However, both the Ferraris, again, Charlie is keeping within a second of his teammate as well, Josh. Because all this time that Josh doesn't want to give up P3. You know, this is a Ferrari double podium currently as it stands. 2 laps left of the Spa Grand Prix, and all the drivers are within literally maybe 10 seconds of each other around here. It's such a close race. Max Chapman out in the lead. 2.5 seconds now difference. I don't know if Charlie had a problem up Eau Rouge there, but there you go. You can see the Alpine in the distance of Charlie, disappearing, fading into turn 5 there. As Charlie does indeed, he doesn't take much of the curb. This is a thing as well with the drivers. Some drivers love to take curb, some drivers just avoid it completely. But there you go. There is now Charlie's running his own race a little bit at the minute, but he's going to be trying to get, you know, he's got 19% ERS left, Charlie has. And if we have a little look on board with Max Chapman, he's got a little bit more. He's on 25%. He's using up a little bit, but he's keeping above that 20%, which does indeed matter because you can regain energy a lot more if you're above 20% ERS here. But yeah, if we have a look as well, sorry, with Josh here, Josh is on no ERS. He's got nothing left in there. Again, these hard tyres, they are not proving very well around Spa, especially on a 50% race. But yeah, currently as things stand, both Charlie and Max are not on much ERS. Taking a little look back but further behind the grid, we've got the Williams here of Callum McGrath. Let me have a little look. He's currently running the medium tyres. He's trying to chase Zach Plant. Currently in P6 on the medium tyres. Will these medium tyres be enough? I mean, he's sandwiched between loads of soft tyres, but to be honest, Callum does actually have the pace. And he is keeping up here with Zach Plant. And yeah, I mean, you can obviously see the AlphaTauri there getting ever so closer to the front of his Williams as they come through the chicane. Look at that late braking there for Callum, lunging in, getting as close as he can back to the AlphaTauri. Are we going to see the DRS flap? I don't know if this is DRS zone actually. Yes, it certainly is. There's only 2 DRS zones here, and the DRS flap is wide open as they come down into La Source. Callum McGrath almost decides it's a good idea there to take a very shallow entry there into La Source. However, Callum does indeed know if he keeps within a second here of Zach Plant up Eau Rouge, he indeed gets another DRS, and the Kemmel Straight is one of the longest straights, and it will definitely give Callum some confidence here. As look how close he is to the back of that AlphaTauri as we see them come down the Kemmel Straight. Callum on the left side here of the Kemmel Straight, taking over potentially very, very close, but he does indeed get the position. Callum McGrath up to P5 there in his Williams. Zach Plant's going to be wanting to fight that back as much as he possibly can. We have got 1.5 laps left of the Spa Grand Prix. Currently as things stand, we've got an Alpine in P1, we've got 2 Ferraris, Charlie and Josh, and we've got Finley in the Haas in P4, followed by Callum, Zach, Taylor Hume, who's been running his own little race, but look at these, look at this. Unfortunately, Taylor, I think, started behind Adam, and Adam's all the way dropped down to P10. Again, these hard tyres not proving very easy for these drivers. Again, I'd just like to sort of reflect back to lap 1. I mean, the grid order was completely different. We saw Max Chapman down into P17 on lap 1, and now he's up in P1. We saw, I believe, Torben had a collision there with also with a McLaren. And yeah, it was all crazy. But this is obviously when the drivers cross the line, it should be their final positions. However, obviously, depending on what Stewart's decisions are, might change a few things. I don't really know for sure. But currently, yeah, Max Chapman with at least, I believe that's 5 seconds lead of the Grand Prix currently as things stand. Josh O'Mara keeping within a second there of Charlie to hopefully, if he's within range, he will get that DRS open here. However, I don't know. That doesn't look like a DRS flap is opening there for Josh. We are entering the final lap of the Grand Prix, though. Lap 22 of 22 round Spa. Jesus Christ. This has been so much fun. We're an hour and 7 minutes into the stream, and these drivers, I hope, have had so much fun. We got a little lock up there from the Finley in the Haas. Again, Finley unfortunately hasn't had a team. Oh, he has had a teammate of Aaron, but Aaron hasn't exactly been running much of this race. He DNF'd within a few laps of the Grand Prix, as did Joe Bean. Again, both drivers on the front row of the grid. And if we have a little look at Finley's race story, I'd just like to point this out, that Finley started P14. He's now currently in 4th position, which is absolutely incredible drive here for Finley. Again, we saw this last week, up 10 positions does Finley. So he's an absolutely amazing driver here. And yeah, well done to Finley there. He is unfortunately obviously not got a teammate, and he has got that front end plate, sorry, I should say, off the end of his front wing. Again, that's obviously allowing Callum McGrath to get as close as he possibly can to the rear of that Haas. As we see Max Chapman take turn 13 into turn 14. Josh O'Mara has overtaken. It looks like the Ferrari boys have switched positions here. And I've just been informed as well that Max Chapman has been given a 5-second time penalty here for the infringement of the safety car on lap 11. However, Max Chapman, as the graphic currently says, is 7.4 seconds in the lead of the Grand Prix. So currently, as things stands, including that penalty that Max Chapman's being given, will still win the Spa Grand Prix. However, I obviously don't want to confirm that, but yeah, Max Chapman 5-second time penalty. However, he does indeed go through turn 19, through the chicane and across the line to win the Spa Grand Prix 2022 Season 3, Round 2 of the championship. Followed by Josh O'Mara in P2, followed by Charlie in P3 as they swap positions. And Callum McGrath indeed does get in front of the Haas there, taking it across the line. And it's a side-by-side, wheel-by-wheel across the line, but I'm pretty sure that is, again, the order's changing a little bit because of time penalties and everything like that. But that was Zach Plant in P5, Taylor Hume... Callum McGrath was P4, but he's been pushed back down to P8 because all these drivers are so close to each other. We'll drop back down to Jay Robinson, who's about to cross the line in P10. He seals himself 1 point, but that is indeed 25 points for Max Chapman there, followed by 18 for Josh and 15 for Charlie. Congratulations to everybody. That was an insane race. Well done to everybody. And yeah, we will obviously follow up with the stewards after the race and find out all about that. But yeah, well done to all the drivers. Commiserations to the 5 that did DNF. That was Dylan Hartley, Jonathan, Joe Bean, Aaron and Smits out of the Grand Prix. However, we did have 12 drivers finish the Belgium Grand Prix. So yeah, well done to everybody. Congratulations to both the Ferrari boys and the Alpine of Max Chapman there on the podium. And yeah, that was... I needed a drink, to be honest, but that was a cracking race. Exactly, Brad. You summed it up, mate. Absolute cracking race. GG's in the chat if you are watching, guys. And hopefully we'll go and have a little word with some of the drivers, see their take on the race as well. And yeah, great race all around, everybody. GG to the lot of you. Well done. I need to confirm where we are next week as well. I'm not sure where we are next week. I'll have to confirm on the schedule. But yeah, there we go, the final grid. So yes, Max Chapman does indeed keep his pole position because there is a 6-second deficit there between himself and the Ferrari. However, again, some of these positions, I don't know if these game penalties will remain, but we are unfortunately seeing Callum McGrath move down to P8 with those time penalties. But I don't know if that's staying. Again, we've got Max, Josh, Charlie, Finley, Taylor, Sebi had run a good race actually there, up into P6. He started last, I'm pretty sure. We got Zach, we got I can't get my words out. We've got Callum, we've got Adam, and then we got Jay in his other Alpine, followed by a Red Bull of Alex, and then Archie finishing up the grid there in P12. So yeah, commiserations to the drivers who did DNF in this Grand Prix, but well done to everybody who did make it. What an exciting race. I mean, from rain to inters, the strategy played crucial, and we had 4 safety cars. 4 safety cars. Damn. Traumatise all the drivers. Yeah, we'll just change up the schedule. We'll go Monaco. But yeah, well done to everybody. I will go and have a little word. We'll try and get some of the drivers in if we certainly can. And we'll have a little look. Bear with me 1 second while we just change over to this scene. 2 seconds. Give me 1 sec. Perfect. Rightio then. So... Let me just ping the drivers and we'll have a little look who wants to chat. I've just pinged them, so we'll have a little look. If anybody does want to come in here, we do need to get Chatty open. Hang on, give me a second, and we'll go and drag a few people up here, and we're going to have a little word with some of the drivers on their take of the race, how the strategy worked, and how, I guess, the safety cars played into their hands. But yeah, great race indeed. Indeed. Okay, so we've got Adam. We're going to drag Adam up. Adam was the Mercedes who pretty much started 5th, but he lost a few positions through it. So we're going to have a chat with Adam first and foremost. We've also had loads of people want to chat with me as well. We've got Jonathan, we've got Josh, we've got Callum. Yeah, we're going to have a word with Adam first, and then we'll get a few of the drivers through as well. I don't know whether to stay on this scene or we'll go on to the main scene, but we'll stick on this one for now. And I will go and drag... Hopefully Adam's here. Should we... yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's drag Adam up here. Hello, Adam.
Hello.
Hopefully chat can hear him. Hang on, let me turn you up. There we go. Congratulations. I mean, you made it to the end. It proved difficult for quite a few of the drivers. Are you sweating? I mean, that was quite an intense race, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, the second safety car came out and I got put on hard tyres even though I was
you didn't... Yeah, you were on hards to the end. They were proving very difficult.
So I had to fight off Archie like mental.
You did remain in front of Archie though, didn't you, I believe?
For like... He only was in front of me for 30 seconds, then I got right
Oh.
back past him.
Nice. Yeah, it was a great race though. I mean, I wasn't expecting 4 safety cars. I don't think any of the drivers were, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously your strategy wasn't to go straight to the hards, was it?
No. No. I'm not sure if we saw it on stream, but the second, I don't even know what safety car it was, but it glitched out like crazy. Everyone jammed on their brakes and everything, and I had front wing damage. But
Oh, yeah, I did see the front wing damage, and I did see them
like,
replace that as well, I believe.
I had full orange front wing damage for like twice in this race, but it didn't actually like affect me massively.
Just a pro driver, Adam. That's what it is, mate.
Yeah.
If the car's in half, you'll still be able to drive it somehow. But yeah, I mean, well done. And obviously, I don't know what's next week. I can probably confirm what is next week. But I mean,
no, Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi next week. There you go, Yas Marina. You looking forward to that race, or? I mean, you've had a good one this one, so hopefully.
Yeah.
You can.
I don't know. Honestly, I've not done much.
I mean, it's too early to call. I mean, you've only go and have a break, mate. But yeah, thank you for popping in. I appreciate it, and yeah, well done. Say thank you to Taylor as well. He finished quite high up actually. So yeah, he done well.
Yeah, he was. I don't know, P7, I think.
His strategy might have been better.
Yeah. There'll probably be about 1,000 investigations after this race as well.
Potentially, yeah. Some of them's already been called, but yeah, that's fine. I'm sure we'll get it all sorted. But yeah, well done, Adam, and yeah, well done, Taylor as well.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
You're welcome. Right, let's go and have a look who else. Callum is here. Hello. Hello. I saw you were lurking in this chat for quite a while.
Yeah, I had no teammates, so I thought I'd listen into the
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. A bit of live commentary in the air when you're racing. It's a new thing, but I like it. What happened with the penalties? I mean, great race, first and foremost.
Yeah, they're pretty cut and dry, I think.
Yeah.
5 seconds under the safety car, which is unavoidable, so that'll probably get taken off. And then a 3-second for corner cutting, but I didn't gain any time, so that'll probably get taken off as well. So I'm pretty confident that I'll keep P4.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, obviously you did have quite a tight pack behind you as well, obviously, which is why you dropped from P4. Was it P4? I think you crossed the line in. Was it P4?
Yeah, fourth down to 8th.
Yeah, so we'll have a look. Obviously, I can't really say either way now, but hopefully you keep that P4 position. Was you expecting 4 safety cars? I don't think the answer's yes.
I mean, I've never been to the back of the grid and come all the way through as many times.
I know.
I mean, I'm just looking at my clips now. Me and Josh were up to 4th and 5th after Max had spun. No, it's 3rd and 4th after just after Max spun. And that safety car came out just as we were passing the bus stop chicane.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm going to do whatever Josh does. Just so I can be in it.
I believe.
Josh didn't box because Charlie'd gone, and it was too late. So we got sent all the way to the back of the grid because everyone caught it. Yeah, everyone then caught it. So I had to work my way through, and all the subsequent safety. Because I mean, at one point, I pitted onto mediums, and then they didn't repair my front wing. So I thought I'm gonna go in on the hards and then repair my front wing. And then the final safety car came out, and I'm like, people are gonna burn out their softs trying to attack. So I'm gonna go onto the alternate strategy to that mediums, and in the end that worked out.
You were right, because it was exactly what happened. Those softs were deadly. Like within a few laps, they were gone.
Yeah, exactly. It just felt so.
It was so much fun. I loved commentating today's race. There was so much going on. It was constant, and yeah, it was great to see that overtake on Zach Plant as well down the Camel Straight at the very end.
Yeah,
that was very
I have to watch
very cheeky. But yeah, I mean, well done, Callum, and hopefully you do keep that P4.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right, let's have a look who we can speak with next. Finley would like to have one. I don't know if we can drag Finley up here. Bear with me. Finley was the Haas, everybody. Let me see. Oh god, I can't. Hang on, I'm trying to. You can probably see what I'm doing in the top right. I'm trying to drag someone from all the way at the bottom to all the way at the top. Hopefully, Finley is indeed here. And we can have a word. Finley, hello.
Hello, Ian.
Hello. How are you doing? Good race.
Definitely. It was decent. Yeah, it was P4. It's good results, but I had some front wing damage after the final safety car, so I couldn't quite maximize the points, unfortunately. I felt like I had the pace in the car really to fight for that podium. But yeah, it was a little bit of an incident with brake testing under safety car. I'm not sure it's malicious or anything, but it's just how it is.
I did obviously see that front end plate you had completely gone off your car for like pretty much the last half of the Grand Prix. Was that sort of affecting you quite a bit? Obviously, keeping the cars behind you rather than
it was through the high speed
down.
corners. It wasn't that bad during the final sector. In fact, I think I still set a purple sector on after the final safety car with the damage front wing, but every other sector was just horrible.
Yeah, it's obviously such a fast-flowing circuit as well, and you need that downforce. And if you get less of it going down the hill, then you're going to be taking stuff wide and whatever. But yeah, I mean, great race. 4 safety cars and what was it, 2 virtual safety cars as well in the mix. I mean, the race was probably only full pace at like 20% of it.
Yeah, but, I optimized the setup for the wet as well. It's a shame that we got the safety car during the wet, because then I would have been able to maximize it even more. Yeah, because I was running 14, 17 wings, whether, in the dry you'd be running like 8.
Yeah, and obviously with the safety car, it obviously slowed down things, allowing the rain to clear off a lot quicker than you would expect it to. Whereas if there was no safety cars, like you say, you could have just pushed through with that wet setup, got a lot more obviously laps done in the wet tires, and then obviously the dry setup wouldn't have mattered as much, or the wet setup that you had wouldn't have mattered as much in the dry, but most of the race was unfortunately on the slicks. But commiserations were to your teammate Aaron. Obviously he did DNF very early on in the Grand Prix. I would like to sort of know what happened from that, but I didn't see on stream. He was sort of down I think pretty much on the finish line, just like backwards with all the wheels off, but might have just been a spin in the rain.
I'm in the same boat there as well. I had no idea what happened. No. Just yellow flag, Aaron's out of the race, and he's just there on the pit straight. So
we might be able to get a clip or something at some point in the future. But are you looking forward to Abu Dhabi? I think are you going to be there next week, or I think it's Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, it should be.
It's either next week or the week after. I know that we've got a break at some point, but should be good fun. But yeah, I mean, well done, Finley. GG.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. No worries. Hang on. Do you want me to drag you back down, or you can just sit in here on mute? I don't mind.
That's fine.
Cool. Who else wants to chat? Anybody? There's 6 people that's thumbed up my message, but I don't know if they actually want to chat or not. We've got Josh O'Mara. He's thumbed it up, but I don't know if he wants to chat or not. Anybody else? Let me see. We might be able to get maybe one more person in here. But yeah, it was great speaking there. We spoke with Adam, Callum, and Finley at the moment. A Haas, a Williams, and a Mercedes driver. We're always hearing Josh. Yeah, I'll have a little look. If nobody else replies, we will wrap up the stream. Not sure if anybody's replying. Never mind. That's fine. I mean, well done again anyway to Max Chapman. As you can see, hang on a minute. The graphic that you guys are looking at the top, just switch the 2 Ferrari guys around, and you've got the podium for Spa. Josh is great to listen to. He has an amazing accent. Oh, we got some thumbs up here. We do have some thumbs up here. Jack doesn't want to speak to me. How rude. We got Alex. Hang on a minute. Is Alex? There we go. We'll go and speak with Alex. Again, Alex had the interesting strategy here. Alex, hello. Welcome in. Let me turn you up a little bit. Interesting strategy, but I mean, it worked out for you, mate, to be fair. That was insane. I mean, I not at the end. I mean, but I'm saying you were leading the Grand Prix for 4 laps, maybe?
we hope to get a few more wet laps in, but alas.
Yeah, I mean,
be the wrong thread.
But say you obviously pretty much most of the grid went on the slick tires. You were one of the last ones to remain on the inters, obviously slowing you down. I think you were safety car restarting at one point as well, with everybody behind you on like softer mediums. I mean, that probably felt a little bit daunting.
It was quite scary, but we thought after the wet start, it wasn't great, 6th to 17th after a spin. We thought we just need to do something strange and.
That again, that it could.
Strategy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's all down to strategy at the end of the day with today, but no one could have guessed that. Like, there was so many safety cars. I think they went in with a strategy, but none of them actually went with it. We had some drivers sort of going in the pits with putting on the wrong tires, and some without a new front wing, and it was all over the place. But hey, I mean, you stuck it. You were one of the only 2 drivers as well to only pit twice in the Grand Prix. I'm pretty sure yourself and Josh. Obviously, everyone was constantly in the pits.
Not the right choice. We had 91% tire wear at the end.
91?
It was undrivable.
Wow, you were lucky you didn't get a puncture, otherwise that would have been you out of the race maybe, and just like tiptoeing back to the pit lane. But I mean, you probably saw there was only a few laps left and you're like, oh, come on, you can survive. But yeah, I mean, obviously your teammate as well. Do you know much about what happened with Smits? Obviously he DNF'd quite early on.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I was talking to him after, and he said coming out of the fast left-hander, I don't know the name, he touched the curb and spun the car around and hit the wall.
Very unfortunate. Yeah, Spa's a tricky one. It is really a tricky one, but hey, we got Abu Dhabi next week, so that's a bit easier, maybe, hopefully. But yeah, pleasure speaking with you, Alex. And yeah, that was a good, it was an insane race. To be fair, it's a lot of enjoyment. Hopefully, from obviously your point of view and mine as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, awesome. Anything else or?
No, that's all from me.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that.
No worries. Bye.
Bye. Okay, I think, guys, we'll head off there, if I'm honest with you. Although, should we speak with... Oh no, the Ferrari boys have all left the VCs. I guess not. That's fine. Okay, guys, I'm going to head out. That was an insane race. I thoroughly did enjoy that one. And FIFA gave me no. We are going to head out. I appreciate all of you who did tune into the stream as well. And we will be uploading all this video over to YouTube as well. So you can obviously watch back some of the highlights and stuff. I don't have a highlight reel, but you know, if anyone wants to make highlights of these, then be my guest. You're more than welcome to. Such a great time. It was one of the, that was one that I'll look back. I love it when races happen where you want to look back on them. You want to go back on the VOD and rewatch some of it. But yeah, absolute pleasure. I did enjoy that. So yeah, I'll see you all guys soon. See you next week. Abu Dhabi. We got qualifying 8 p.m. on Friday, and we got the race 8 p.m. next Sunday. Do remember as well, next Sunday 6 a.m. UK time to watch the Japanese Grand Prix. You better set your alarms. I will be, but some of you probably won't. But yeah, bye guys, have fun. See you later. Good night. .6 a.m. not 6 p.m. 6 a.m. Bye guys, see ya.